The Mmabatho Sun 500, sixth round of the Total GTE Off-Road Championship, saw the series back on the high veld. Clerk of the course, Vincent Stanton, predicted a tough time for competitors over the 400-kilometre route.
It's basically the same route. We've changed it slightly. It's a bit dustier this year because the last race we had was very late, early in the year. So I expect a bit of a dustier route than last year. I expect the front runners to do faster times. The back markers are going to have a hard time in the dust. The bikers, I think, are going to have a very, very difficult race tomorrow.
The traditional early morning start was characterized by the usual last-minute preparation. With plenty at stake, even the top stars were more tense than is normally the case.
Well, we need to win. We need to get in category, that is specials category. We need to pull a win on Carolyn because he beat us at the last race at the 500. So that put us 8 points behind. So we need to win today, and if Bucks come second, then we tie level in the championship.
Klaus Degener and Derek Pinoy were first away in the Duckham's Chenoweth. Attention was focused on the expected duel with Bucks Carolyn, with the normally affable Carolyn also showing signs of a little strain before the start.
I think we're just going to have to keep in touch with him the whole race and watch for him to make a mistake. He's going to be hard to beat. He's hot at the moment.
Everyone agreed that dust would be a problem, but Greg Weevil, one of the hottest properties in off-road racing at the moment, had his tactics all mapped out.
I think we're going to take it to the refuel. We won't push it that hard and we'll race on the way home. I think that's where the game's going to be.
The vastly experienced Kasi Kutsia also had his race strategy well in hand.
Gister se 60 kilometer was baie meer soos tydrenne geweest, redelik skoon geweest, afsonderlik op 'n paar lelike plekke geweest. Ek verstaan die eerste 150 kilometer gaan 'n soorte gelyke paaie kry. So as ek vandag my kop gebruik en ordentlik ry behoort, kan ek aan uit te kom.
With hot and dry weather a certainty, it was going to be a long and hard day for crews. With Klaus Degener and Derek Pinoy getting lost early on, Bucks Carolyn and Kenny Skolthammer snatched the lead in the Castrol Raceco within 20 kilometers of the start. Kasi Kutsia and Wiley Harrington in the factory Toyota Hilux 4x4 were running in fourth place in the early stages. Although going well, Kutsia and Harrington were under pressure from Alfred van Veeren and Pierre Pelser in the privately entered Toyota Hilux. In Class 3, the early leaders were Norman Morgenrud and Evert Kemp in a two-wheel drive Toyota Hilux, with spectators willingly pointing out the right route to follow. As was to be expected, former South African champions R.P. Reyneke and Lucas Dreyer were out in front in Class 6 in the BP Ford Courier, with Steve Parker and VZ van Zyl quickly taking control of proceedings in Class 7. Back at the start, 2 hours later, it was the bikers who were making final preparations. For the two-wheelers, dust was also going to be a major problem.
Having the fastest time from yesterday, allows you to start first today, which is a little bit of an advantage because, I'm not going to have dust in the beginning. But if the course is well marked and, you're not going to get lost, you could be able to stay in front because of the dust factor. The guy behind you has got to get through your dust and try and get past you. So, I'm just going to have to set the pace as fast as I can go and keep it safe the whole day,
Alfie Cox's wife looked a little tense as he led the field away. For Jeremy Davies, the tactics were simple.
Get the dust clear. And if you can get right with him, then stay with him. If you can keep, but it's difficult. You slow each other down like that. So rather hang back, let him work, and hopefully pick up where he makes his mistakes.
Like Klaus Degener and Derek Pinoy in the car section, Alfie Cox ran into early problems, and it was Jeremy Davies who made the early running.
Dust is dangerous, very dangerous. Well, if you come into dust and you don't have the guys turned off, if there's a fence in front of you, or there's a car park in front of you, or nothing. So you just got to slow down and hope there's nothing in front of you.
Errol Dalton was just setting out on his race when proceedings came to a halt for leading car crew Richard Schilling and Robert Walk in the Motortech Raceco.
Yeah, unfortunately, the gearbox is blown. I don't know. We came around a fast right hand and just a hell of a noise out the gearbox. We just managed to get back here slowly in first gear. So that's it for this race.
Still out in front of the bikers, Jeremy Davies was belting along at speeds approaching 150 kilometers an hour. There is a school of thought that holds that off-road motorcycle racers are crazy, and the pounding that riders take often leads one to believe that the theory holds water. Local spectators gave the racers plenty of support, with second-placed Mark Myron on the Castrol Honda going well in the early stages. Errol Dalton was up into third place on the Bird Paradise Kawasaki, with Alfie Cox struggling in the dust to make up for lost ground. In a tremendous performance, Brian Bontekoning had moved up into fifth place on the 200 Winston Yamaha. Saki Neiman was also well placed in sixth overall on the Sun City Honda. There was pressure for Neiman from Yanni de Bruyn, who was flying on the NGK Team Green Kawasaki. Dust was the major problem for those further down the field. With Winston Yamaha teammate Richard Manning hot on his heels, Gavin Nimmo cast an anxious look over his shoulder. A thumbs up from Manning indicated all was well. Back with the cars, Bux Carolyn and Kenny Scholthammer were still in the lead and bombing along in the Castrol Raceco, which is powered by a Porsche motor.